Hey guys, so today we are going to be making this craft and it's going to be super fun. So here are the materials you are going to need. So you're going to need 2 picture frames and they are format 12 by 12, so standard scrapbooking size. They were about $3 a piece. The other thing that I am using are the Hot Buy scrapbook paper books. So a lot of crafters veer away from this until you don't get sucked into like the Hot Buy stuff from Michael's, because they're $5 pads of scrapbook paper and most of the time you only see one print in the book that you actually are going to use. So I would not stray away from them. In fact, I have a couple of them and I actually use them for making cards with my Cricut. So this one is like a Paris theme. So I got this one knowing, okay, it's got a lot of floral prints and a lot of like plain background prints, so I could use for like envelopes, and I could think of several different projects. If you can only think of one project, probably don't buy it because it's not going to be helpful. I also saw this one in the Hot Buy section. It doesn't say Hot Buy on it, it's by Craftsmart. But it was still at Michael's and I still got this for $5, and it's just got all of the core colors from pink to blue. There's no purple, white, or black, which is kind of weird, but anyway. So it's got all of these nice beautiful colors in it, and this is the main one that I will be using for my crafts. You're also going to need mounting squares, some Apple Barrel Black Jet paint, just because I don't have black cardstock and I didn't feel like going out just to get black cardstock because it just seems kind of silly to do at this point. So you're also going to need just plain white cardstock or colored cardstock. So it really just depends on what you have available to you, because there's several different options that you could go about this project. You're also going to need a foam paintbrush. Pretty sure you can find a pack of them for like $1. And they're just a sponge, and it's just so you don't get those brush strokes on your piece of paper and then it gets really weird. And so if you have a Cricut, bust it out and let's get crafting. Go ahead and open up Design Space, click on that image tab, and right under the section where it says ownership, there is a selection to press free. So go ahead and click that check mark. It's going to make it out so much easier. There's about 10,000 free images in Design Space currently to help people get creative and crafty. So these specific ones, I'm going to give you their names. So this one is just pufferfish with balloons, and then the second one is just Be Kind, if you want to find these same ones. Once you've selected both images and drop them onto your canvas, it is time to start creating. So I'm going to insert 2 squares that are going to be a 12 by 12 ratio, and that's going to represent the standard size of a piece of scrapbook paper, as well as it's the same size as our frames. This isn't something that we're going to be cutting out, it's just a reference guide for how it's going to look overall. Next, all you're going to be doing is sizing them up and down and figuring out what you like and what you dislike as far as colors, and just kind of playing around with it for both of them. So I liked the turquoise with the black colored pufferfish over other colors. And for the bee, I liked the same exact thing, so the Be Kind in black and the background to be white. To make it a little bit brighter, I added some extra circles and made them a yellow color. So I added 3 into each corner just to give it a pop of color without making it too overwhelming. So next I wanted to add it to the body of the bee. So what you're going to do is copy the cut file that says Be Kind, and you're going to hide one of the layers, okay? To do this, you will need to insert a circle, drag it over the bee, change it to yellow, and select both layers. Use the slice tool, and it's going to slice it apart. You're going to have 2 different pieces now. One of them you're going to throw away, and the other one you're going to keep. To make the process a little bit easier, I like to size mine up, and then you're going to insert a various number of squares in order to isolate the middle part as well as those 2 little triangles at the bottom. So I'm going to speed this part up, but you're just going to be using the same method, selecting both layers, slicing them out over and over and over again. Now size it back down so that it fits perfectly in the holes of the bee. So remember that extra copy we made of the cut file? Once you use the slice tool on a layer, it will split it up into multiple layers. Simply delete the 2 layers and unhide the copied cut file from before. Before pressing Make It, you need to hide both the background layers because otherwise it'll come up with an error message and it will not let you cut your project. Once you've hid both of those, go ahead and press Make It and you'll see we have 3 different canvases, one for the pufferfish, one for the bee kind, and one for our yellow circles and the body of the bee. So now it's time to cut it out. So go ahead and press Continue and cut it out with your Cricut. I didn't show this part because I didn't feel like it was necessary, so let's move on to the next step. If you also do not have black cardstock in your possession, go ahead and just cut it out with some white cardstock. So that's what I did with this guy. I've already used 1 coat of the black inkjet acrylic paint, but there are a couple spots that are also missing a little bit, so I'm going to do kind of a second coat, but not an entire second coat. So I'm just going to touch up those spots that are missing, and I'm going to do the same thing with the bee kind. Once the paint has fully dried, it is time to put it all together. So I'm just using my mounting squares. You could use any type of adhesive that you prefer. This is just what I had in my craft corner, so I'm using it up. Once the pieces are dry, go ahead and place the pufferfish onto the scrapbook paper of your choice. Open up the picture frame and place it inside. The process is the same for the bee kind image, however, it is a bit more complex, so be patient with yourself. Yay, here are the finished products. I love how they turned out. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!